Fight on!
Greetings everyone, what is up? Welcome back to Top Tier Arcade. My name is Steve, and we're currently in the spare bedroom where we're currently housing the Swords of Fury Pinball machine. And in this video, it's going to be part 2, which is the cabinet. Now, looking at me, you can probably see that I do have a nice tan. My wife and I celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary, and we headed down to Cuba for 10 days. It was magnificent. The best vacation I've ever been on, including hers. We had a blast. Never laughed so much in my life, which is a huge change because it's been a very rough year, as you can tell. So why don't we jump right into it? I feel refreshed, rejuvenated, almost a changed man in a way. I haven't had a vacation since I started Top Tier. As soon as I came back from Cuba in 2014, literally the month after I started 2 weeks after I started Top Tier. So kind of almost in an anniversary in a way, 4 years later, that we're kind of coming back to it. But anyways, let's go around the cabinet. Let's show you Swords of Fury. We're going to go all around the cab, inside, behind the back glass, underneath the play field. Let me pick you up. We'll go around it, and I'll also give you kind of an update on some mods I want to do to it and a little light restoration. So let's pick you up and let's get to it. Alrighty, so let's get right to it. Like we said, I'm going to get to the front of the cabinet and have the light on this time to show you a little more details of the cab. So, starting from the front of the cabinet, which is the most worn part, which again is going to should be easily restorable. I'll walk you through it in a second. Locked on bar is, looks like it's scratched, but I'm going to polish it out a little more. Drano did a good job on that. This plunger apparently was machined to look like a sword handle. Adriana was telling me it looks cool. The truth is, I actually want the black one. Now, I have parts, remember from Turtles? I have this one here, so that should fit, and that should be like the original. I'm going to be changing that out. That's one thing. This Williams plate looks good. These bolts here, I'm going to sand and spray paint, so that's going to be done. Let me just sit down here. As you can tell, here's where the security lock was for the coin doors. You can see this is where the bolts were. Someone already put the inserts here, which are good. I'm going to leave them. I'm going to maybe touch these up a little and touch that up a little. Right here, I'm going to be getting the foot or the cabinet protectors black. So that's going to cover that up. I might even paint it as well just in case, but shouldn't. That's just going to cover that up. Drano already polished the legs. I might just wipe them down. The coin, excuse me, door, obviously there's wear from people putting quarters in, literally. What I will do is, like I did on my Turtles, which came out fantastic, is I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take that off. You can see the rust there. Actually, a rust there. And then I'm going to hammer finish and spray paint it just as it is now. So that will look hopefully really nice. And again, with a nice black original plunger, and I'll keep that, of course, and then the legs. And I'm also, look at this, like I did with Turtles. You see that decal? I did that myself. If you guys want it, let me know. I have the file, and I'll tell you what to print it on. Now I'm going to do the same with Swords of Fury. Now this is just a kind of the prototype black and white. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to have a Swords of Fury one. So I actually went into a editing program, and I found a very high resolution image. I do have it in color somewhere here on my computer, and I'm going to print that out identically like I did the Turtles. And once I finish the coin door, that's going to be the final thing I put on, which is going to look sharp. Again, if you guys want this image, I have it in color. You can print it out, and you can do it yourself and cut it out. It won't cost you more than $5 out of Staples. So let me let me go inside. Here's the cabinet, which is what I always love. The serial number right there. Now that serial number is consistent throughout the game, which is beautiful. You know I like that. I think every collector does. Getting to the coin mechs, they do work, but they're American. So I either have to switch them to Canadian, I have to play with that, or just change them. I have. So there's that. That works great. I am missing the coin box, which I'm very picky about, weirdly. Even though I'm never going to route the games, we'll never say never, but I won't route the games for now. Those have they came from underneath the lockdown bar, and I'm going to keep those, so I'm going to just clean it up and do that. The tilt bob, when I got the game, fell off. It was actually off. It was down there. So now I just put them back. Oh, what's that down there? I didn't even notice. Huh. I haven't really looked. Oh, I know it. It's the leg. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, tilt bob was off. I put it back on. Very clean inside. I do want to give it a wipe down. There's a serial number again, which is matching. Yep. Yep, that's right. So matching, I'm going to glue that down as well. Game's very clean inside. Now, moving this game, I'll tell you, I must have hit something or switched it, because now there's a switch 16 error, which I'll show you in a second. Apparently it's easy because I moved it and went away, so I don't know if it's cold solder joint, I bent something. Anyways, who cares? I'll figure it out later. So that's the front of the cab. Again, the most worn out of everything. The sides look pretty good. Here, there is some wear here. I'm going to see if I can... Here's what I got. Apparently, you know, just a gold Sharpie, or sorry, a silver, and just to touch up some parts. Excuse me, some paint on there, and I'm going to touch that up and see how that works out. Drano recommended to me. He goes, Steve, it works wonderful, and it's cheap, which is always good. So I'll look into that. I will be replacing these. I'm going to try with the the see-through buttons, similar like turtles, but I'm going to do red. So I'm going to be doing that, excuse me, later on. Side of the cabinet, there's a little blemish there. Maybe I'll paint that out a little better. Side of the cabinet, other than that, looks pretty nice. Again, another blemish. I don't know what that's from, but it looks easy to kind of touch up there. So that's the side. Adriano told me, and then there's all disclosed, so there's nothing to hide. He goes, you know, the top, I'm going to maybe just bondo that like I did turtles. And do it black, so that should be very easy. Side art is nice. Again, I have the Sharpie there. I'll just cover that in with a little paint. This chunk was taken out here. Jana said, I don't know, it was there before. I'm going to bondo that again, similar, and then make the corner a nice 45. Speaker grill, I haven't wiped it down. I haven't really even played the game too much, because by the time I got it, and I was busy at work before going on vacation and now coming back, kind of haven't even been in the mood to play anything. I've been so you know, busy and so much on my mind, but that vacation really helped me really determine what's important in life. Well, we had a great time. Anyways, back glass. This is the repro, excuse me, this is a back glass that was, this is actual glass. So it's not a translit. So I'll get to that. Let me just get to the back and I'll explain more if you don't know. Back of the cabinet's a little tight in here. Back of the cabinet, it looks really nice. Again, matching serial number, which is always nice. Say data manufacturer, can you guys see that? Maybe I can see without the light better. Either way, that looks kind of cool. The back, again, not too worried. You know, what's this under now? Don't even know what that is. So a little scuffs and whatever here. Let's go around. Another thing, if you guys saw my pickup video, this had to come off to slide it on the floor, because it would scrape the floor badly. So you have to unscrew this. And this is the only thing holding the head up, which is a little worrisome. Remember in the last video, if you guys saw part 1, I wanted to bolt down the head like I did my turtles. I ended up buying the bolts, but I haven't done it yet. So what I do is I just put 2 big pillows right here in case for whatever reason it falls and it blocks it, which is always scares me. I don't know why, but should be okay. Adriano says, no man, don't worry about it, but I always double check. I will put bolts, we'll check in a second. So let's get to the side. This side is a little more worn. Again, I'll try to touch up that graphic. I don't know why, maybe this scraped against something. Not scraped, but like almost scuffed. Again, a scuff there. Getting really close. In the back here looks all right. So a couple of scuffs, just have to wipe it down, of course. Again, I haven't really touched it, and this was in Adriano's work. So again, it was played. Now, let's take off the, let me cut away. It's there and there. I think I touched this, and that's why it's giving me that error. Anyways, let me pull off the lockdown bar. Let me pull up the game. We'll look under it, and then we'll look in the back glass, and then we'll finally turn it on, and we'll see the play field. All right, so I've just pulled up the playfield. These Williams games here have this convenient little stand. So let's look inside. So here's where you see those little inspected by. They went there and there. I'll be putting them back. I'm going to clean this. Install 3-ball. That's good. I don't have to buy that sticker. Let's look inside. Very clean. Just give it a nice wipe down. Nothing crazy. Looks good. Nothing looks modded or touched with, which is always good. I'm through doing all that. I do see an LED back there, a red one. Just little, you know, nuts and bolts and whatever there. Under the playfield, yeah, I don't know. Oh, another inspect. I didn't even see that first. I don't know what I touched here. What if you guys know what, I'll show you in a second, Switch 16 is. Would you kindly comment and where to look and where to adjust, or, you know, whether it's a cold solder joint, a bent switch. I don't know what I did, but all of a sudden it's saying that. All of a sudden it's saying that, and it didn't before. Now, I don't think it affects gameplay. I think it's somewhere down here. I don't know. I just don't like it there. Of course, no one wants errors on the games, but if you guys know what Switch 16 is, please comment and let me know kindly. Yeah, I mean, the game's honestly just very clean, straightforward. That's what it looks like underneath. I won't spend more time, because I actually want to make my videos more shorter, unless it's legitimate reasons why I want to make it longer. So I don't want to keep rambling. I have a bad habit of that. That's the ball trough. So that's the inside. Very straightforward. Looks clean. And again, I want to make these lit. So let's pull the playfield down. Let's get to the back glass, and I'll tell you more about the back glass. So playfield's down. Let me tell you about the back glass. I'm just about to take it out and show you behind the back glass. Now, this is real glass. I think it was a... Oh my god, everything's been erased since I'm in a Cuba. Wow, CRC or CNC. I can't remember. Someone did it, but it's real glass, and it looks a bit different as well compared to the original. So here's the new version, and this is actual real glass, and it looks kind of cool, darker. The Balrog looks scarier. And this is the original one, which Adriano also gave me in case I want to put this one. You can tell the Balrog looks kind of silly. And then the colors are different, and this is actually, again, a Mylar behind it. So I do have the original. Also have some spare plastics, a brand new plastic set, and manual, which I'm going to be, we'll look through. Again, I already kind of covered it in the part 1. I'll do a quick, again, this manual looks almost brand new, 9.8. It's almost damn near perfect. I was able to, I do have the inserts. I'm going to laminate those. That's why they're out of the game currently. So I'm going to be doing that. I was just flattening them out a little. Manual looks probably going to bind that later. So going back to the back glass, it's a repro of an original, which looks even better. And it's glass, similar to Turtles. So let me quickly cut. Let's look behind. Let's open the back glass. Okay, so back glass is off. As you can see, the older games have a lot of LEDs. Now, these are already LED'd. Now, here's the thing. They're not bright LEDs. These flashers are great, but these are not bright LEDs. They're frosted, and they're the older ones. Now, what I do want to do is I did take a few from my Turtles. I was just screwing around one day, and I put them here and what they look like, because it's a very dark glass when you turn it on, especially next to a very bright Turtles game, which is indicative of the game's art, but still. Now, what I want to do eventually is change these LEDs. It's unnecessary expense, but again, it's a very dark glass. And what I might do to save money and kind of be smart about it is I wanted to get frosted LEDs for Atlantis. And I want to modernize it. And I'm thinking, well, Steve, you idiot, you already have frosted LEDs from Turtles and this, and a lot of them. Why don't you just use them there, because they're going to be frosted anyways, and it may not be too bright, because again, it's an old EM, and it might look right. So later on, when I start to restore both of these, I'll get to in a second, I might try that. So that's really a really good way to preserve these LEDs. What I might do also is, when I do change them, is go red, bright, super bright LEDs there to light up Swords of Fury. because without it and you do it, it looks pink. So that looks really red. And also here, this is, I've never seen anyone do it, but it's kind of a cool idea. These LEDs here, these maybe 3 or 4, which would probably land, I guess, here. I want to do the Comet Pinball's flaming LEDs. That'd be kind of cool. Make the background a little more, not interactive, but a little more vibrant and a little more colorful. And then, of course, these will all be red for all the scoring. So it's an easy mod. It will get a little expensive for something that's already working, but I do want to make it brighter. It's very dark. Even my wife's like, it's something out. I'm like, no, it's just because it's a dark glass, and these are frosted. Now, I just hope that I'm not overdoing it, but if I do, I can always save them for later because they're going to be pretty much white, like GIs, and you can put them anywhere. So that I'm going to be changing. So let's open the back glass, or sorry, the coin door. Back glass. Sorry. Serial number stamped everywhere, all the same, which is always nice. The back looks nice. There was, let me one hand this 1 second. Let me be careful. There. The displays are beautifully nice, bright. I was going to get the LEDs ones. I'm like, why? They look great. I'm not changing it unless they do go out. So someone already has made a mod here. Pincom Inc. Huh. Have I heard of them? Either way, so they've just pretty much modded the battery for a remote board on the side here to make it so there's no leakage, 2 D batteries. Wow, look how big those. I haven't seen those since I think my old boombox when I was a teen. Anyway, so yeah, the System 11, everything looks good. Everything looks really nice. It's a System 11, right? Yeah, System 11. My first Williams. I'm going to just clean it up later on. You see these bolts here? So those bolts there, I'm going to put the head on. So that's one thing. I'm going to bolt it down. So that's one thing. And I do have it, but I'll do it later on when I get all the parts. So that's the back glass, or behind the back glass. That's the that's all the boards. Some logic there, kicker good. Very straightforward, nothing crazy. So yeah, I'm not going to overly mod this. I'll get to the quote mods I want to do, which are very, very, I think, tasteful and very simple. Let's button this up and then let me show you the playfield. All right, so back glass is back. Let's look at the cabinet. So going in, again, I have the inserts I'm going to be doing. What I do want to do, which I've seen someone do, so here's the thing. I mean, actually, let's go through it first. So it looks good. It does need a nice wiping and a polish. It looks good. Again, the light is exposing every little thing, which is good, because then I'll see what's up. So I have to, what is that, rust? I have to wipe that off. Rust that. That's the worst wear in the game right there where it says ogres, I think. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here either. Where the lion is. That's really the only 2 things. I feel like these are a little tight. Well, maybe not because they're hitting the post. It does not need a new rubber set, which is good. They're almost brand new. So we can save some money there. Again, looks good up there. So everything's working. Everything plays really nice. But again, that one little switch here that I don't know what happened when I moved it. A little wear there. So I might touch it up. I want to first clean it, see what's visible, and then touch it up, and then cover it with Mylar, clear Mylar. And that should be enough. Drano already did that here. Looks okay. So and a little there. So a little touch up needed, nothing too crazy. I'm not going to overdo it because the factory Mylar is there. I do want to maybe do that a little black because that looks worn. This is a keychain or part of the, I think the set. This is not supposed to be here. What I might do is unscrew this, take this and put it here. Kind of just to, I mean, it's so lame, right? It's not a mod, but you're just kind of moving it just so it says Swords of Fury, and it gives it a little more, I guess, artwork. I don't know what the word is, you know, placement on the play field. What I do want to do for sure, other than cleaning it, the same lights that are in the back glass I showed you are here. Yeah, these LEDs, they're good. But what I might do is the GIs, there's not too many. I might do super brights to just really brighten up a little more. Maybe another 20%. Really make it vibrant. It should be easy because, again, they're just under these plastics. And then what I do really want to do, like exactly what I did to Turtles, if you guys are not aware, I'll show you, is I put 2 spotlights, boom, boom, right there and there. And they fit perfectly and they'll look good. They're not going to block anything. And just to really light up around this part and this part, because this gets really dark when you're playing. So I think I'm going to do that. I already have the parts actually from when I went to Coin Taker at Allentown. So that's good news. I don't have to spend money there, which is great. And again, I'll... and that's pretty much it. I'm not going to do much more to it. Touch up again, little things here, put the little decal on the front. I do want to get a coin box eventually. Back glass is good, displays are good, fix the error. So I'll show you, actually before I do that, so you've seen the play field. Let me put the glass back on and then I'll show you a little gameplay and then we'll wrap it up. So the glass is back on. Let me turn on the game and I'll tell you what it shows. The error here, the switch 16. I just switched 16, bottom wire tube. Can't remember. I have the manual. It's somewhere here. Anyways, that's for another time. So there's the play field all lit. It looks good. Don't get me wrong. There's their advertising. It looks cool. It looks actually pretty bright. Just only I want to make the GIs a little brighter if I can, because it does get very dark. And again, those spotlights. Let me see. Let me turn the lights off and I'll explain. Okay, that's pretty good understanding. I mean, it doesn't help because I have my light, but well, I can't because I have my light. See far back? You see right there? It's really dark. It's really, really dark, so it's hard to see. I do want to put the 2 spotlights. Everything else looks to be pretty good. Plays well, it's fun. And that's the cabinet. So without further ado... Oh, here. Best soundtrack in PIM. Second best so far. Anyways, we'll see. There's the upper playfield. And I do want to put a Mylar, which I think there already is. Oh, there already is. Right there where it says release, because the ball drops there. Maybe I'll put it again, though. I never knew that it was there. Anyways, so I'm not going to play. That's not for this video. Let me set you up. Let me say my goodbyes and final thoughts. Well, everyone, there you have it. That was the Swords of Fury Part 2. That was the cabinet. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I'm going to keep them short and relevant. That was around the cabinet. If you guys know what the Switch 16 is, please let me know in the comments exactly they pinpointed. I fixed it and then it came back. So it must be something easy and loose. Wow. So it's been a pleasure yet again. Thanks for checking out Top Gear. You haven't had a chance to subscribe, please do so. There's a lot more coming. The year is ending. I have a few things in mind. I do want to do Part 4 of Atlantis. It's going to be a quick one because not too many memories, just very slight. And then Part 3, 4, and 5 on Swords of Fury. And then finally the gameplay on Atlantis. We do have the end of year video coming as well at the end of this month. So with that being said, thanks for checking out Top Tier and all the best. Peace.